Yo, what's going on, friends? Welcome on back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. As always, I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. We are here to discuss Joao Pedro after we've got the here we go, Jamie Gittens. Divisive situation, or at least it's dividing opinion throughout the Chelsea fan base. We're here to discuss it. We're here to present the stats. We're here to discuss la situation with the transfer and indeed transfers moving forwards. Of course, Chelsea quarter-finalists in the Club World Cup after what can only be described as a very dramatic round of 16 tie against Benfica, where Maresca's Blues overcame adversity, overcame thunder and lightning, and won 4-1. Lovely stuff. If you're yet to watch my match review, I'd urge you to go check it out. I'd waft you in the general direction. It's a previous upload to this. But in today's video, we will be discussing more Chelsea news. Now, yes, no green screen today. You've probably noticed already. It's just me, and there's not like a weird green glow around my hair or whatever. I was having some bugs, but that's okay. We'll just go without green screens. You'll just look at... I mean, it's a shame I can't arrange the Chelsea shirts so you can see them. I might actually in the future, when I move and have a bigger office, not use green screens anymore and build a proper set with yeah, I've got more kits over there, like Chelsea kits everywhere and stuff like that. That'll be quite nice, won't it? And of course, like a little spoiler, we're going to be looking at stuff like this, but rather than the background be me all green screened out, you'll just be a little frame. I used to have a little webcam frame actually thing that I could put over it. Let me just check if that's still got there. Hey, it's not the exact one I was looking for, but I found one. This is fun. This works. Does this work? I think it works. Anyway, we could... Let me know what you think of that in the comment section. Welcome back, guys. I do hope you're doing well. Very dramatic. Look, I just quickly... By the way, thank you for supporting the content. As always, thank you for liking and subscribing. I don't have the widget that pops up here for some reason. I'm all over the gaff, so just I'll thank you to your face. Thank you for dropping a like on this video, and thank you for subscribing to this channel of Football Therapy, because everyone is welcome here. We are all friends here. Just before we hop into this news and stuff, I do want to say Maresca was peed off, naturally, about this situation with the weather calling off the game for a long time. Because if you think about it, we were screwed from it. Maresca was like, there's 4 minutes to go in this game, we're winning comfortably, and we're controlling the game. I'll take off my captain, my vice-captain, and my striker, and I'll bring on like the B-team players to run around against tired legs. No, we're going to call it off now, let all the first-team players of Benfica recuperate, get sugars and carbs in, and then everyone comes out, and they've got their first-choice players that they're trying to win the game with, and you've suddenly, you know, got your Nkunkus, your Dewsbury Halls, and all this kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it did screw us, and it does take your head out of the game elsewhere, and it was massively advantageous for Benfica. So I get it. But like, you know, I get why Maresca was annoyed. I also understand how it's protocol, but just don't host important games there, bro. Do you know what I mean? If this is gonna happen, I do think it's bull so and so. So, yes, he was understandably annoyed, but Chelsea did rally. And, of course, like I said, if you want to watch my thoughts on the game, go watch my match review. We are through to face Palmeiras with Esteval Willian. I wonder if he'll play, actually. I mean, there won't be a parent club thing, obviously. But I wonder if he will just be sidelined because he's been quite emotional about it. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe he cooks us. That would be bittersweet because it'll be annoying. But then he literally, like, joins us afterwards. Or like I said in my match review, we beat them and he literally just gets from the Palmeiras coach and goes onto the Chelsea one. Because technically, then onwards, he's a Chelsea player. I'm sure we're going to have some time off first. Right. I'm going to sip my coffee. Let me pause the recording and we'll talk about Joao Pedro. Ready. So... Gittens, here we go. We've spoken about him to death. I did another video on him. There's loads of articles and pieces on him. Not the finished article, but an excellent dribbler and a good finisher. Romano tweeted earlier on his X profile, posted on X. Understand Chelsea have now intensified talks to advance on Joao Pedro deal. Chelsea are focused on Joao deal with Brighton after sealing Jamie Gittens with his medical yesterday. Apparently, by the way, Gittens has passed his medical. You'll be pleased to learn. Newcastle have had two proposals rejected by Brighton, and now Chelsea are pushing. It's worth mentioning as well, it would seem Joao Pedro wants to come to Chelsea over Newcastle, which is, I'd say, not overly surprising, but Newcastle are Champions League football. They're a big club. They've got a good coach. They've got a good senior team. They've just won a trophy, like us. You can argue between yourselves what's more prestigious, the League Cup or the Conference League. Yeah, man. So it'll be great. Look, I'm going to give my full detailed thoughts on Joao Pedro in just a moment, but let's take a look at his. I think this works. This frame, yeah, around me. I think it works. Let's take a look fully at his stats. As you can see here on X Value, his performance spider chart is the shape of a Star Trek symbol, which is a good sign. He is a left-sided, versatile, positionally versatile attacker, which suits the situation. Off the bat, immediately, you could say, well, Sancho and Mudryk out, Gittens and Joao Pedro in, with cover of Tariq George on both sides. So you got two on the right, Noni and Neto, but he's not really, he'll play on the left a little bit, Joao Pedro, but you are looking at him to be an inside left pocket player maybe, and also a striker option, like a proper striker option. He is a mobile finisher. He's being, let's just look at his athletic stats quickly and see what he's good at. Just as I'm getting used to this, I'm not sure I'm going to renew this platform, guys, because it's very, very expensive. and I'm sure I could find other alternatives that are, even if not free, cheaper. He looks fast, max speed, he's quick. What else is he good at? Distance covered generally. It's not really athletic-wise breaking any of these metrics here in terms of standing out massively, but we want to look at his advanced stats and then we'll do a little bit of comparing to other players. Ooh, hello. It's quite a tasty polar chart in Premier League football. Right, his expected threat from passes is incredibly strong. His expected assists, what's his OP again? Open play situations, as in not corners or free kicks, so that's very, very good. Dribbles, he looks really balanced. His non-penalty XG is low, so he's not doing that much scoring, and he's got 0.46 xG per 90, which actually is pretty darn good, and his creativity and progression is good. I want to look at his understat because I want to compare him to the other players we're being linked with for this particular role. Jamie Gittens is your out-and-out touchline 1v1 winger. That's in the bag now. That's what Maresca wanted. That's what Maresca gets. What Joe Shield wants as well because he's affiliated with Manchester City. He's in the bag, but this is, he's kind of, I know lots of people in my comments waxing lyrical on Nkunku rightly, so he's going, man. He's gone. He's going. I was so excited when we signed Nkunku. I thought his finish yesterday was such a testament to what an instinctive, excellent goal scorer he is. He's, despite being small and diminutive, he scores great headers. He can score. He'll try overhead kicks. He'll know exactly where to put the ball in the goal. He's an amazing goal scorer. I was so excited when we signed him. It didn't work. His attitude stank for a while. I kind of get it because of the situation we put him in as well. But at the same time, you're getting paid 200k a week. You're not on the new wage structure. But then again, you're also not an obvious fit to be an obvious starter in an obvious position, so we can't really pay you that money, even if we have a romantic revisionism now, but he is really good, and he does look like he's having fun with the boys. Nah, he's got to go. He's got to go, and if he helps us win the Club World Cup or get deep in the Club World Cup, great. And it's good for him as well as shop window stuff. So we are looking for this kind of player who play in different positions like Nkunku, but actually work with the team better, and apparently this is Joao Pedro, yeah. So this is his understat for this season. His goals per 90 is very strong, 0.46, nearly a goal every other game. Again, playing for Brighton here. He's a 23-year-old Brazilian. He plays for, the Brazilian first team. Outperforms his XG ever so slightly, which is always very good. So he's a good finisher, a bit like Gittens. Let's compare him then. Who else are we being linked with? Kudus. Who's got an £80 million release clause, which, yeah. So Kudus this season, yeah, not good. Obviously, West Ham and Graham Potter tax. Let's add last season as well. Yeah, still. I know Kudus is more of a streets player, like the football hipsters love him. But in terms of productivity, Joao Pedro is, beating the ruddy so-and-so out of him. Who else have we been linked to for that role. Well, I'm not sure we're being linked to him, but I would love a player like Eze. I know he's been linked with like Arsenal and stuff. There you go. But even Eze, I know he took a while to find goal scoring form. To be honest, bro, it's pretty good, Joao Pedro, his numbers. And he's young. He will get better. He plays with the Brazil first team. But I quite like it. Like, again, I'm going to say what I said a while ago. Well, I mean, it would be unfair to put Dewsbury Hall in there because you could say if he's sold, he'll be his replacement / upgrade, yada, yada, yada. I've been saying in recent videos, when we were being linked to Evan Ferguson, the Brighton striker, for 100 million, I said, why don't we just sign Joao Pedro? He's the guy. And, Evan Ferguson went to the aforementioned West Ham on loan and couldn't get a game any minutes off the bench. And, Joao Pedro plays for Brazil, I like it. I know it's not a cool thing to say, and we all want, alternatives. You could say Xavi Simons as well. He would be like a hipster's player, that people might want. And even like Xavi Simons represented here in the blue, it's not as good. It's only key passes that are better than Joao Pedro. And of course, Joao Pedro is playing in the Premier League. Xavi Simons is yet another Bundesliga player, yet another Leipzig player like Timo Werner, like Christopher Nkunku. It's going back to the well there. I mean, it's pretty darn good. I mean, like Florian Wirtz would be, I imagine, insane numbers. Let's just have a look at what he's got. I'm sure he's got insane numbers. So yeah, he's got better assist numbers and key passes numbers, but his goals per 90, he's underperforming his goals per 90. His expected goals, Florian Wirtz. This is the Premier League record signing that's just gone to Liverpool. Again, that's playing in the Bundesliga. Now, I'm not saying his dribbling stats aren't, he's an amazing dribbler. But, come on. Joao Pedro is a really good footballer. If you look at the numbers there, he's really, really good. And genuinely, I think it's a good signing. I see people on social media joking about Chelsea signing all these mid players, Delap, Gittens, and Joao Pedro. What happened to Chelsea signing, all these superstar names? But Chelsea signing these superstar names not that long ago. What was it? It was Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, all high-profile names. That was the last iteration, of course. That was in the Abramovich era. And to be honest, in this rebuild that we're enjoying now, there was huge high-profile signings. We broke the transfer record twice for Fernandes and Caicedo, which I really like both of those players. I really like Lavia that we spent a lot of money for, and there wasn't a massive hype for him in terms of the profile of player. Really now, the only dopamine givers, I suppose Ryan Cherky would have been a great one to Man City for not that much money. He's definitely everyone knows he's good. But Florian Wirtz, but he's a Premier League record signing. Other than that, you're looking at value in someone that fits. We all want exciting dopamine hits and that sort of FIFA player mentality, we've signed him. But the truth is, we're pretty good, man. Chelsea are pretty good, and they're fighting together like a team. They've demonstrated that yet again last night, and we did it throughout the end of the last season as well. If you are including the Club World Cup, it's pretty good, man. And if this people, the coaches, if Maresca thinks, you know what, this is what I want to see, but I'm slightly missing something there, and that guy does that. They've in my opinion, and football is a game of opinions. Yeah, we don't need to force our opinions down other people's throats. But in my opinion, the current coaching setup, and indeed the much maligned sporting directors, they've earned the right to say, this is what we're doing, we're nearly there, we need that guy, and trust me, Chelsea are going to win more games if we get that guy. Yeah, go and do it. I quite like Joao Pedro. I'm not going to change my tune now we've been linked with him. I always used to say it here on the channel, and I still believe it. I'm not going to be like, well, I didn't actually want him at Chelsea. I'm going to be like, yeah, cool. He's the guy. I really like Delap. I really like, I do like Jackson, despite his shortcomings of late. And yeah, bro, do you know what I mean? But let me know what you think, of course. it's a community here, so leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, I'm very grateful for you spending time coming out to hang out with me here on my YouTube channel, so thank you for that. If you want to be part of the gang, like and subscribe. That's all I can say. And yeah, man, I hope to see you back here soon. Enjoy the football. Oh, also, Football Yannick, the second channel, I'm uploading every single day on the second channel, and I'll react to, like, you know, PSG versus Messi into Miami and stuff. So just search Football Yannick on YouTube and go see me there. I'd love to have you. All right, mate, take care. Peace.